In this video, I'm going to go through some steps that I often take when tweaking classic reports in Oracle Apex. Take this page for example. I've got a classic report on the left, which is what comes out of the box by default. And on the right, I've made some changes. So I've got 4 steps of changes here. Modify the region properties, the report properties, the item properties, and then change something so we can move our item to this part of our region here. So I'm going to start with the report properties. So I come over here and I start with the template options. I want to remove body padding and show an item a region icon in this property here. Which icon do I display? Well, I can go to the icon list and choose a list option, grab that icon and paste it in this field here. And then I'll go into my report properties and I'll play around with the pagination. I like the search engine pagination and I like displaying on the top left. And change some template properties as well, or template options. I like stretching the report, sometimes disabling those alternating rows, and maybe display a horizontal only border. So to see what we've done so far, I'll save those changes and refresh this page. So it's stretched the report, the pagination's a bit different now, and I've got an icon. But how do I change this to a set of buttons and move it up here? Well, first of all, I'll change the item to a radio group. And because I've got 4 options in the radio group, I'll display 4 columns. And I want to display it as a set of buttons as well. So I'll save those and refresh. And sure enough, I've got buttons, but it's still not looking quite right. And that's because it's displaying the null option. So if I scroll down a bit further and I'll just get rid of that null value. And also make steps to moving this item. So I've done it already, so I've already got the code here. So I just need to replicate that for my department. Why is it a container? Well, if we have a look at our item by using the inspect property, browser tools, I can see my region, my radio group there. But it's just a radio group, and if I keep going up the hierarchy until I find the entire item, there it is, department container. So that's the ID that I would like to append to a particular location in my report. Which report am I doing this for? Well, let's call it ZZ. And I'll change that report, the static ID to ZZ. And I'll save that. Refresh my page. I'll close these browser tools here. And it's moved my item up to here and displayed the radio group properly. And all I need to do now is perhaps remove the label by setting the label column span to 0. And there I have pretty much the same. Some options to consider when displaying your classic reports, particularly for smaller regions. Have fun. Happy Apexing.